things we talked about. I'm going to say something that we talked about in Oxnard, and then I want you to tell me your observations right now.
Okay.
Oxnard. Just a matter of time, Tyron Smith. We were talking about missing games.
Why would you do this right now?
Why
would you do this?
But because I don't think
we're in a good place right now.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't. Are we?
Has he alleviated those concerns?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, are we past that just a matter of time Tyron Smith thing? That's what I was asking about.
Oh, Gavin, crying out loud. Come back and hurt Tyron.
Now, it is out of sight, out of mind, for sure. But since you brought it up, Brian, no, we're not. We won't be out of there until about midway next year. It's going to take a season and a half for me before I can shake that feeling.
That's fair. I do have some optimism about his health. Number one, just because of how well he's playing. I think he looks incredible. Yeah. And number two, because as I've said before, we have tangible reason.
Right.
My guy got rid of the neck roll.
Yeah.
My guy was like, look, they fixed me. I don't wear a neck roll anymore.
Right.
My guy's good. So I have some optimism, but I mostly agree with Gavin.
I like the neck roll thing, though. It's
you
good.
took it off. Yeah. Don't have it. My guy's ready.
You know, I think it's one of those things we always say.
972 says Brian's an a-hole.
No, I'm not trying
You're trying to get Tyron hurt.
I am not.
You're trying to jinx the guy.
There's not one
on a
thing.
Tuesday.
There's not one thing in that question that talks about a guy getting hurt. A-hole.
He's talking to you,
how
Dexter.
dare you bring up a legitimate topic?
Yeah.
We're having fun over here. They're 3-1.
Yeah.
It's a party. You don't
A-hole.
remember yesterday? It's Cowboys victory championship party Monday.
Yeah. But no, that's what I'm asking. Are we past that of saying it's just a matter of time? Because that's when you always talk about Smith. It's always like, oh, he's going to miss 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
That's my question.
No,
I'd take it
I
right now.
I was poking.
I know. It's okay. Guy's still an
I would take 2 right now.
Would you?
I love it. Yeah. If you can avoid more serious injury as long as he's healthy for the playoffs, go ahead.
I'll be the gambling man.
Yeah.
I think we can go 17. I'll go for it.
Right,
and then I'll end up missing 9 and apologize later.
Oxnard. Team's going to lose 7 or 8 games. Where are we at that right now?
That was a horrible idea. No, this team will lose 4 to 6. It's a big range. I'm sorry. They'll win between 11 and 13 games, though. Take it to the bank.
Do you feel bad about your bet?
I do. I feel a little bit bad about it, but I like the risk management.
I mean, you were on that early.
I was. I was feeling really good about this team. I even did a video in Oxnard about it, but no, the injury started piling up after week 1, and Mike made me that offer after week 2, and I said, sure, let's undo that wager. But no, I think I'd be willing to put a significant backing on the idea of 13 or 14 wins, but they're going to have this division locked up so early. You know, I think maybe they could be in management mode for the final 2 weeks of the season even.
Yeah, I really felt like 10 was going to be the number, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
The updated take, I think, is probably a 12-win team, right?
Yeah.
Updated take is probably 12. I do wonder if we're going to go on a stretch where it's like, oh, we didn't cause any turnovers for 3 weeks, and they went 1-2, and if we might be lining ourselves up for some disappointment there. But you're playing the Giants this week. That's a win. You got to beat rookie Mac Jones. That's 5-1. Like, you're on your way to a pretty big number, I think.
Yeah.
You're on your way to a pretty big number.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that if this team was 10-7, 9-8, I mean, I was kind of thinking, well, because of the secondary.
Yeah.
I wasn't buying. I didn't see the safety play. I didn't see the cornerback play.
Who's that? Your guy, Joe Witt Jr.? Is that him? Yeah, Joe Witt. Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing a great job of coaching these guys.
Yeah.
And this is where guys like Tom Dimitroff, who'd been with Dan Quinn, and he knew the defensive line coach, the secondary coach. He's like, listen, you're going to love these guys. I'm like, Tommy, it's hard to sell that when you guys got blown out.
Yeah,
and he
Falcons
goes,
fans don't love him right now.
He goes, no, these guys, they'll make a difference there. They were adamant about that. Okay, how about this one? Oxnard. Randy Gregory, full-time player.
Actually, I'm really glad about this past game because I thought that 2 weeks ago he was like on the doorstep. I was like, man, he's really affecting the quarterback. He just wasn't able to get
a pretty good
sack.
week, yeah.
And then this week to get multiple sacks, I think you could still hold on to the double-digit sack thing. He's going to play 70% of the snaps. Missing his was a COVID week, right? 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think he's got a shot. I think that I feel pretty good about Randy. And 2 weeks ago, you might have been like, "Yeah, I don't know about all that," but I'm kind of getting back up there.
Yeah, I feel like it's more of a work in progress. Like, turns out missing the majority of games for 5 years did put some rust. And even though he's a tremendous athlete, there's still a lot of skills and tricks of the trade that he's got to get familiar with. And I think experience will take care of that. But it's going to be later on in the year than I thought.
Yeah, I kind of felt like that he was really dealt an unfair hand by the league and all the things that he had to go through. And, it's kind of like he was, he's like, hey, what do I have to do? And he was doing everything he could. But I'm really, really happy that he is a full-time player now. And I think with him, you talk about a guy that's taking advantage of Micah Parsons being on the field with him too, and when they rush and stuff. And I mean, the first sack he had of the game was a twist stunt that he runs, and he comes around, loops inside from the right end, and it's open. I mean, he just, bam, overpowers that center, and then he's right on the quarterback. But that's because everybody else around him is doing their job. And I think if you still have stuff like that, Randy's very capable, as we've seen, of having a high sack number. Okay, Oxnard. CeeDee Lamb breakout receiver.
Oh, boy, Jeff, what do you say?
Okay, so I'm not worried about it. His current pace is 1,000 yards, 80-some-odd catches, but he's not having any huge games. I'm okay, because when you're watching these games, they're okay.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care if Amari Cooper gets 15 targets a week. They don't care if CeeDee Lamb gets 15
targets. They're okay with the tight ends catching 8 balls.
Dalton Schultz has led your team in receptions in 2 games, and in both of those, he doubled the next biggest receiver.
Right.
And his number was 6 in those weeks. Kellen Moore, Dak Prescott, and this team don't care. I would love it if CeeDee was on track for 1,500 yards and making all these incredible catches. But I also love it that Dak and Kellen and the offense are just like, yeah, whatever you want to give us. Jarwin can score. Schultz will score. Whatever you want, you get it, and we'll give it to you. Throughout the year, I bet he'll have his big games. But no, we haven't seen the explosion that I thought that we would, and I'm okay with it because the offense is cruising.
Yeah, I think the offense is cruising. They're not having to pass it a lot. Dak's numbers aren't big. Therefore, CeeDee's numbers, I think are definitely affected by that. He's having a decent year. I'm still waiting for the eyeball to tell me there's a man dominating the game, and he knows it, and he's asking for the football, not only with his words, but with his play. He's demanding that the coach is like, boy, we got to get it to CeeDee a couple more times.
Right.
And I think right now he's still kind of taking what the defense gives and sprinkling in the occasional wow type of moment. But I'm waiting him to really spread his wings. And a lot of times being a superstar in this league is about mentality and confidence. And I don't think CeeDee's there yet.
Yeah, I think you both made great points on that. Okay, my final thing here real quick is Oxnard, quarterback's health. Now?
It's about the same. I thought he was about 92, 93% of what he was pre-injury, and I still think it's there. But he's making up for it with even better decision-making and throwing.
Yeah, I thought that he was close to fine in camp, like not noticeably different. And I still do. I feel like 2 and 3 weeks ago, I was like, well, this is a guy that ain't trying to run.
He ain't trying to run, right.
And I think I'll still go with that. He just had some opportunities in this last game that stared him in the face, and he was like, oh, and we could use this? All right. He still wasn't going to take a hit, but he was going to run and get what he needed to. So I'm not worried about Dak physically at all. Hadn't thought about it in a couple of weeks, which is great.
Yeah, I think you're right onto it right there. I think that we're going to see a game where Dak Prescott is going to run over somebody, though. It's going to be a tight game.
He's going to have to.
And he's going to have to just maul somebody to get a first down, and they're going to lower their shoulder. He's going to lower his shoulder, and then he's going to stand up and hand the ball to the official. So
he's daddy.
He's daddy.